gonna go to Spring Initializer and let's make Maven project Java, and let's call it learning REST API. Artifact learning. You can name it anything you want. Learning API. Learning project. Great. All right, so we're gonna add some dependencies here. First, we'll take Spring Wave, then Spring Data JPA. We'll also add a Lombok. So what Lombok does, it helps for you to get the getter setter method. You don't actually create the getter setter method, they're gonna create it for you. And Lombok, then we'll add MySQL. You can choose any database you want, Postgres, MongoDB, whatever you like. Then let's take Spring Boot starter validation. And I believe that is all. Let's generate it. So this is what we generate right now. Let's open it from IntelliJ. So this is our project. So that is our project right now. It's loading. Let's make it. Let's let it load. Oh, so from you can see our application properties is here. So in Java. So let's create the database. I'm using MySQL Workbench. I already have a database learning API DB, but I'll create a new one. Let's create a new database. Learning REST API. Let's get this API and we'll apply. So if you refresh, we'll see learning REST API. It doesn't have any tables or anything, but we're gonna add it now. So let's create a DTO or model class. You can name the, make a package first. You can name it anything you want. I'll call it DTO. So this DTO package, we'll call the class. Let's make a student class. And the student class, we're gonna give an annotation for Lombok. We're using Lombok, so data, so which will help us to get the getter and setter method. And also we'll use entity. The entity, and we're gonna name it. So we're gonna give an ID first. Public long ID. So also gonna annotate this. This is the ID. And what we want to do, you can keep it like this, or we can also name it as a sequence generator ID. So it's gonna come one by one, 1, 2, 3, like that. So sequence generator name equal to student ID sequence name, ID sequence, and allocation size we want it 1 because we want 1, 2, 3, not like 1, 5, 7, something like that. So this is 1, and let's get generated value strategy is called sequence. You can also create something else, and generator is student ID sequence. So ID is done. Let's give some other properties here. So public string name, public string. What else you can do? Name. Address. Okay, let's keep it simple. So we have these 3 properties here in this DTO. Now, if we run this application, I believe we're gonna have the database. Okay, so we have the database, but we didn't set up the application properties yet. So I'm gonna copy something from my previous project. So let's set it, and the name of that database, we named it as learning REST API. Let's copy it. Learning REST API. You're gonna give your username and password that you have, and then we're gonna run it. And now it's ran and created the table. If we check it in our learning REST API and we refresh it, you can see the table is here. So the DTO is good. Now we're gonna create the package for repository. So and create a repository class. Let's create the interface student repository, and give animation. This is the repository, and this interface will extend the JPA repository here. And JPA, if you see when we called it JPA repository, it takes the class. Its class is student, class type student, and the ID of that class is long, and that is it. So if you actually see the JPA repository, we have some built-in function find all, which is actually the get method, then save all, which is the post method. So it has some built-in function. You don't have to do anything here. Now we're gonna move to controller. So in this controller package, we're gonna create the class students. Okay, let's make a capital letter. Students. Controller. Also, by mistake, I put it, I can make it capital letter. So the student controller, I'm gonna give an annotation. This is the rest controller, and we'll give a rest mapping. You don't want to have to do it. A request mapping. So I'm just giving path here, API / students. You can name it anything you want. And student controller, we're gonna call the repository. So one is auto-aware, private, student repository. Now we're gonna use the get method. So the get method is get mapping. You can also give any path if you want, but I'm just gonna do directly. And the get method gives a list of students. So list students. Input the class W2 list of students. So batch student list return students repository dot find out. That is it. We just call the built-in function. This is get as the get methods. Let's test it. Let's run it with the changes. And we go, I'll use Postman for testing. You can use Postman as well. So we give the path as, if you see it's running an 8080. Let's check it here. It's running an 8080. We call host, and I will give it name as student. Let's make sure the students appears the students. And students, and let's do get. You can see right now get is empty. We didn't post anything yet. So let's let's create our post mapping. Post mapping and public. We're gonna turn the students so you can see what we created. Student, say student. Valid. Request body. So this is the request body we'll get from the post map right now. If you're using an interface, you'll be getting from the interface. So return student repository. Let's save it. Save the user here. So that is post mapping is done. So if you run it and check it. Let's get, we have nothing here. So if you do post and stress, we have name. ID will be created automatically, and the name, let's say Adam, and address. We'll give it as 243 Let's post. You can see we created, but the address is not created for some reason. Oh, because I made it, I put a capital letter. So it should be, let's push it again. Now the address is created. So let's say get again, and let's say 2 because I should create the address. Okay. Now push this down. Go to delete mapping. So delete, you're gonna give the ID name. We're gonna give the ID which student you're trying to delete from here. So the path. So we're gonna do the function public. So we're gonna return something like a string that user deleted successfully, or a student deleted successfully, something like that. So string delete students by ID, and the path we receive the ID, right? So then it's path variable ID because the line and student ID. Something is missing. Oh, sorry, I missed under the curlies. What have I missed? I'm putting extra curlies here. Okay, that's good. Okay, so student repository. So we're gonna delete it from the repository. Dot delete. Let's do delete by ID because we're given the path and student ID. And we're gonna return a string that deleted successful. That will do it. And let's test it. So if we do get, we have this, so we're gonna delete this student Adam, which is to have an address. So you're gonna get the ID, path in number 1, and delete. So delete it successfully. Now we put get again, and let's check it. You can see only this left. So let's do put mapping. Put mapping. Also, we're gonna give the ID again to do say which students we're trying to modify. Now again, public. We're gonna turn the students. Let's see how the modify looks like, how it looks like the modification. Then let's say let's call the function update student. And again, the path, we're gonna get the ID from the path variable, the ID, which is long and student ID, and then the request body. So we're gonna again get the request body from the student, and so we're gonna we see the ID in the in the path variable, like which student you want to modify. So let's get the student from the ID from the using the ID from the DB. So student DB equals to student repository dot find by ID, which is also a built-in function for JPA repository, and you get the ID from the path variable and dot get. So we get the student, which student we were trying to modify. Now we're going to check if all the attributes. So one is if objects dot null non-null. Now I'm trying to check if student dot name that is given in the request body is null or not. If it is not, if it is null, we're not going to modify it. If it is not null, if it is given something, we're going to modify it. And also, if it is not an empty string, obviously, we're not string class one case and dot get name. So this is if statement with an empty string or if it is not null, then we can update it. Student db dot set student dot. Same thing, we're gonna do it for the address. So copy it, paste it. So get address. If it is not now, so get address is not a string. Set address. So that is it. This is the code method. Oh, sorry. So we said we're gonna return. So we're gonna save it. All right. So return, save it. Statement is gonna return and save it at the same time. So student repository dot save statement. Now if we run this, and this get, we have this, and let's create another student as shown. Lives in Vertex. Post this. So we have another student. We get two students, and let's delete. Let's modify the student 2, the ID student Adam, which is ID 2. So you get the ID here. What do you want to modify? You want to modify his address. He changed his address, the same. So we don't need name here. We're just changing the address, and we went to 68 gold spread. That's it. So you can see it got modified, and if we get, sorry, you can see Adam is so put mapping works. So thank you so much. That is all. Get post delete and put method. If there is any question, we'll